So do you want to tell me a little bit about when the movie's going to be available, how people can see it, watch it, where do they go, what do they do?
Sure. We're doing an Australia-wide tour again. So we're starting off in Sydney. We're doing a lot more sustainable this time, where I get to spend a lot more time in each place and hang out with the people there, which is obviously a lot more important to me now. And yeah, we're starting off in Sydney and then going sort of down and around. So we're coming up the East Coast your way afterwards in December. And then we're going to California in February, and hopefully we can have some world international screenings surrounding as well, because we're working with FanForce, the guys who sort of organise those independent screenings. So, yeah, we'll try and take over some cinemas, and I think that in itself is significant, to just try and get a bunch of people, like-minded people in a room together discussing these things and talking about it at a community level, because we can absolutely implement change. We just need some voices behind it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think some strategies, like I think sometimes people just don't know where to start or how to, particularly on that community front, people don't know how to create a community, especially if they're, you know, in a city where they're not around their family, or particularly women who've had, you know, a baby. You're no longer in the workplace, so you've automatically lost that community. If you don't have a group of friends, you know, who you can be part of a mum's group, it can be really isolating, I think, particularly in that instance. And I 100% think that it takes a tribe to raise a child. And I don't know how anybody actually does it with any sanity at the end of it without a tribe around them. And whether that's their family or whether that's, you know, a mother's group or just, you know, a group of friends. I don't know how anybody does it on their own, because I think that's just the most brutal things to do on your own.
There's a beautiful example of that up here on the Northern Beaches. I think it's called Northern Beaches Surfing Mums, where they get together and they look after each other's kids on the beach whilst the other goes surfing. So they have sort of a mobile creche, depending on the surf. So I think that's such a beautiful example of how it can work, particularly in that instance, which tends to be a delicate, sort of fragile experience.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Kale, for taking the time. I'll make sure I link to all of the places that people can find you, and also stay tuned on places where they can get their tickets for the movie. And if people haven't seen the Gut movie and they also want to watch that, how do I get around that?
I think the best thing is just to go to kalebrock.com, which is just KaleBrock, and all the links to everything I've spoken about are there. The Gut movie is available worldwide now on Vimeo, so awesome. They can watch it wherever. So, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. This has been epic, and I will no doubt see you at the movie.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks for having me on, Shan.
Anytime.